Every time I make one of the videos in this series, I get a little wary. Calling a mod something that somebody put a lot of hard work into and a lot of people probably like downloading bizarre or weird can definitely be taken as offensive. That's really not my goal with it. These are bizarre or weird mods to me in the sense that I don't typically cover them on this channel or actually ever cover them on this channel outside of this video, but the reason I started making videos looking at some of these mods is they're a massive part of the modding scene. They accumulate tens of thousands if not hundreds of thousands of downloads every single month, and oftentimes they're some of the most downloaded mods of that month. It was a major subsection that I was just ignoring, and it's honestly a pretty interesting thing to look at. Plus, frankly, what you're doing with your Fallout 4 is your business and I really don't care. Maybe you'll download some of the mods I linked down below from this video. But either way, again in this one, what we're going to be taking a look at is the bizarre side of Fallout 4 mods. Some of these being a little bit more lewd or raunchy, and other ones just kind of being odd. It's a little bit of a change up, hopefully a little bit more exciting or different. It definitely is interesting to look at some of these mods, even if you will never personally use them. So let's start off looking at some meat with the, well, meat mod. This is a pretty interesting one and a pretty well implemented one in Fallout 4. If you're not familiar with meat, this is a meme that's been around the block a little while now, and it basically all originates from this video. It's not really clear what exactly meat is or what his original purpose was, but somebody liked that video, it turned into a meme, somebody made a model of the head, and then somebody implemented that model into Fallout 4. As you find it in Fallout 4, the story is two aliens are trying to get into Vault 111 and you stumble upon them and then have to deal with them. Upon finishing them off, you're going to get a meat head for your own character. There's one with a long neck and one with a shorter neck. I don't know why anyone would go for the short neck version. I think that's just kind of weird. And actually, yeah, that's the whole thing. But this actually is a pretty powerful mod. I think it gives your character a fairly unique look and even a bit of a unique perspective on things. It's pretty unlike any other mod out there right now. Very few even use that long of a neck to begin with. You of course can add this to other characters as it is an armor piece, so if you want to have a lot of meat in your settlement, you do have that option, or even just throwing it on a couple of your companions. But either way, this is definitely a good one. This is one of those mods that I add to my Fallout 4 and I frankly just don't see myself getting rid of anytime soon. So expect to see it in a lot of my upcoming videos. But moving on from that, we do have a look at the Vault Girl mod. This is actually one I talked about a very long time ago on this channel, and it's a really interesting one. So the Vault Girl mod is actually pretty cool. What it's going to do, at face value at least, is actually change some of the icons or visuals you'll see in Fallout 4 to be a Vault Girl instead of being the typical Vault Boy. You'll find these all throughout your Pip-Boy and some of the perks, as well as some of the on-screen effects like when using a critical hit. This is a really nice addition. A lot of people play this game as a girl and there otherwise wasn't an option like this. As of right now, it's the only mod I could really find that does such a thing. So you're probably thinking, what exactly is odd or bizarre about this? It's actually probably what the original mod author's intention was. This is now ported over and maintained by someone separate, but even though at first glance it just looks like a fairly innocent Vault Girl mod, as you enter into the perk menu, you find something a little bit different. From some of these visuals, some of these animations that were seemingly custom animated, at least some parts were, you could see what this mod author probably was going for when he originally created this one. It definitely isn't as innocent, and it only affects the first two rows of perks. It seems like that's all the progress that has been made thus far, although it has been getting fairly consistent updates at the very least. So if you're just a female player of Fallout 4 and we're looking for something to kind of mix or change things up, maybe this is the solution. Just don't spend too long on the perk card menu. Outside of that though, with probably one of the most interesting mods so far in this video, we do have CCO Saucy Settlers Edition. So what this is going to be is a visual change in the outfits that appear on settlers in Fallout 4. And yeah, I mean, I think probably from the video you get the idea of what kind of change this is going to be. It's not quite comprehensive, so some outfits are unaffected. Most of the time you could tell if the outfit was modified or not modified. And there's a lot of mods out there right now that are like this. One of the reasons I find this one to be the most interesting is since it affects settlers in Fallout 4, that means it's pretty much always going to be there. You go to settlements a lot, you probably recruit a lot of settlers also. You might even just stumble upon settlers as you're traveling or walking around, so you'll be seeing this pretty consistently. Every time you return to your settlement, you're going to see this. It's not like it's selectively there or not, but based off it having quite a bit of support and getting quite a bit of attention, it obviously has a sizable audience. One of the other interesting components of this is, a lot of times you'll just be walking up to one of your settlers, maybe wanting to trade or reassign them, and for a from behind, many of these outfits actually remain largely unaffected, but then as you go to actually talk to them, you're like, oh, hey there. But then taking a little detour into a different type of Bazaar, we also do have one of the latest and greatest mods from M150, that with the Bubble Tea Shooter. What this mod's actually going to do is add in bubble tea into Fallout 4. There'll be a couple of different aspects of this, 2 consumables and 1 new weapon that you can craft. The consumables will just give you some miscellaneous but otherwise typical benefits, but also do actually look pretty cool. He definitely did a good job with the models on this one. But the premier aspect of the Bubble Tea Shooter is actually in the Bubble Tea Shooter itself. What this is going to be is a new weapon you run around with that will shoot little bubbles that are kind of those little balls that typically are in bubble tea. While I was using this, it really made me wonder what made him think to do this. Like, was he just drinking bubble tea one day and was like, you know what, this would actually make a really good Fallout 4 mod. And not just a Fallout 4 mod, a Fallout 4 weapon mod of all things. I mean, it honestly is a fairly decent weapon. It's a little bit hard to aim with it because of the straw placement. The ammo for this is custom in the form of tapioca that you will have to craft separately. And there also is 2 separate versions, the base one that you're seeing in the background, but also a Nuka version that does a bit more damage. So last but not least, to end off what has otherwise been hopefully a very odd and interesting video, we do have plunger movies. Because if I use this mod's real name, this video may not stay monetized. What this is going to do is add in a new armor type into Fallout 4, that in the form of plungers. And yeah, another one that you probably just get the immediate idea of. This actually comes in several different variants. You could get the light armor version, the medium armor version, or the heavy armor version, which is a nice touch. I do appreciate some of the different armor options that are added in. Fortunately with this mod, unlike some of the others I featured, this is not a female exclusive mod. You could also apply this to male characters, which I definitely am pretty happy to see. I think this is honestly one of the best aesthetics I've had in Fallout 4 in a long time, adding in all the different things we've seen together, and hopefully you like it also. Again, I'll have links to everything down below if you're interested. So yeah, that was another look at some of the bizarre, or otherwise just kind of odd mods in Fallout 4. This is stuff I don't typically cover, but it is interesting to take a look at. I'm actually pretty curious. I wonder with this video, more of you will go and download the mods, like a lot more of you, or like way less than usual. Because I feel like it's not just going to be close, it'll be way more or way less, some extreme difference. Either way, as always, again, I thank you for watching. Hopefully you found this interesting. But with that, I hope to see you all next time. Later.